So you're thinking about moving to Lewisville, North Carolina. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna jump in this video and we're gonna jump into Google Maps and we're gonna talk all about what life is like living in Lewisville and where it sits in the Triad and the commute times off of 421 and I-40. Then we're gonna talk a little bit more about what life is like in Lewisville, what you're gonna do every day, wineries, grocery stores, schools, and then lastly, we're gonna talk all about what is the perfect neighborhood for you, budget-wise, commute time-wise, as well as school-wise. We're gonna kind of go in every direction. So stick around and let's hop in right now. So if this is your first time to our channel, I definitely don't want you to miss out on any of our new and upcoming content. So definitely hit the button below and hit subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos. And if you are interested in moving, we'd love to be able to chat with you. We chat with people every day about what life is like living in the Triad, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, or North Carolina throughout. So definitely hit me up. You can call, text, or DM me or set up a Zoom meeting. I'd love to be able to chat with you. Let's jump into the maps and take a look at Lewisville. So what we're going to look at right now is just a little bit about North Carolina. We'll jump in there and show you exactly where Lewisville is comparative to Charlotte and Raleigh and Winston-Salem and Greensboro. But if you notice, Winston-Salem and Greensboro are kind of centrally located in the states. And you'll notice down here, we've got Charlotte, which is a straight shot to Winston-Salem. Really basically the Triad, that's what we call it. And then you've got Raleigh and Durham. Those two, people typically call them the triangle, and those are always considered to be together, and those are just another straight shot. From Winston-Salem or Greensboro to Charlotte is about an hour and 20 minutes, depending on where you live. Durham's a little bit closer, so you're looking at maybe an hour, and Raleigh an hour, 15 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes. So you're really pretty close. But if you also notice, you've got Winston-Salem and Greensboro, you can see where you've got the beach right down here. You've got Wilmington. We've got Myrtle Beach down here in the corner. So you are relatively close to the beach as well. So you're looking at 3.5, 4 hours, depending on which beach you want to go to. We've got South Carolina down right here. From Winston-Salem and or Greensboro, it's about 2.5, 3 hours. And Columbia is right here. We've got Atlanta, which is another straight shot. If you can actually go up 85 from Winston-Salem and Greensboro, that's about a 5.5 to 6 hour trip. So you are centrally located. As well as if you look up north from Winston-Salem and Greensboro, you've got Virginia and Virginia. So if you want to go to, let's say, Washington, D.C., you'll also see that you can hop on 85 the other direction, and if it'll go take you straight to Washington. And again, that's a good 6 hours. With traffic, it definitely could be a little bit longer, 7 hours of a trip, but you're so centrally located, you can kind of get anywhere. And then you see Philadelphia is way up here at the top, and New Jersey. So living in Winston-Salem and Greensboro and or North Carolina, you're so centrally located, you can kind of get anywhere. You'll notice that Virginia Beach is right here, another straight shot. Actually up 85 to get there. And then you've got the Outer Banks down here. You've got Kill Devil Hills. That is going to be about a 4 hour trip. I would just say give or take with traffic and so on. But again, it's another straight shot that you can get out to the Outer Banks. That is a little bit more windy roads and so on. So you see that the benefits of living in the Triad and or Charlotte or Raleigh are amazing because you can kind of just get anywhere and everywhere. If you look over here to the left of the Triad, you'll notice that you've got Knoxville and Pigeon Forge, the Nantahala Forest, you've got the Smoky Mountains and so on. So you've got the mountains 3 hours, 4 hours. So basically any which direction you go, you can go to amazing, great places. Definitely it will be longer than a day trip, but you're not going to spend a whole day getting to these locations because Knoxville's right here. We've got Pigeon Forge right here in Asheville. These are beautiful mountain areas for North Carolina, and they're great to visit. So you're just so centrally located that it just makes living in the Triad such a wonderful place to live. But let's zoom in and show you exactly where Lewisville is located in Winston-Salem and Greensboro, and we can talk about airports, we can talk about schools, neighborhoods, and everything else in between. We've got Winston-Salem right here, then we've got Greensboro right down here, and then we've got High Point down here. So you notice that it is another triangle. We're called the Triad, not the triangle. So that's one of the differences. And then right here to west of Winston-Salem is Lewisville. So you'll notice it's right here. So you can get to Lewisville from 421 or I-40. From Lewisville to Winston-Salem is about 15 minutes to downtown Winston-Salem. You can get from Lewisville to Greensboro in about a half an hour. It's a straight shot. So that means if you fly a lot, and let's say you want to fly out of the airport in Greensboro, because we've got PTI right here. PTI is located right around here. It is going to take about a half an hour. So just know that it's relatively convenient, Lewisville is, if you fly a lot. Now, the other great thing about Lewisville and its convenience, if you fly a lot, you can hop on 40 and then you come down here, you hop on 77 and you can hop to Charlotte relatively quick from Lewisville. It's going to take a good 15-20 minutes off your trip. So if you fly a lot and need to fly international, it's right down here, the airport is, and you're looking at about an hour and 15 minutes at the most. So that's one of the great conveniences of living in Lewisville, is that you are closer to Charlotte, you're closer to Hickory, you're closer to the mountains. You're just by a few minutes, but you are closer. I would say 5 or 10 minutes. But let's kind of, jump in a little bit further as well, and we can kind of just focus on just Lewisville. It is a suburb outside of Winston-Salem. Again, it's about 15 minutes from downtown Winston-Salem. It is considered, they call it a town, so it's its own town, but really it's kind of a suburb. That's the best way to describe it. Again, it's off of 421. It is also, you can also get there through I-40 as well. But most people that live in Lewisville, I think most people use 421 because this is just a little bit more convenient because there's a couple of exits. But living in Lewisville, let's take a look at that. It is, again, we already talked about that. The airport is about 30 minutes. So you hop on the 421, you take 421 to 40, and you're looking at about 30 minutes to get to the airport. So again, that's super convenient. Lewisville kind of has everything that you need. So you really don't have to necessarily leave Lewisville if you don't, absolutely need to. There's grocery stores. There's kind of a little bit of everything. It does not have a lot of fast food restaurants. So if super, super convenient food like that is your thing, Lewisville, again, would not be that place for you to live. One other cool thing that we're going to talk about in this video today is that some of these neighborhoods in Lewisville, we've done different vlogs for. So you guys can actually jump into those other videos and look at the homes and the neighborhoods and kind of what they all entail. But let's stop here first. I've done numerous videos in Shallowford Square. This is a town square. It is a very small, quaint, tight-knit community, and the town square is where they have many events, food truck festivals. In the summer, I think it starts in May and runs through, I think, the last weekend of September or the first week of October. They have Saturday night music, live music, and different kinds of concerts downtown. They have free movie nights, movie in the park, and kind of everything and anything. So it's a great place to get to know. So then we're also going to go to Joni Moser. This is I would say actually closer. This park is going to be a little closer to Clemens as well as Winston-Salem. The cool thing, I played pickleball, a lot of pickleball at Joni Moser. So they've got some amazing pickleball courts, also baseball fields, etc. So getting to know this park, if you play pickleball, is the place for you. It also has basketball courts, and it's just a really nice park. It is very busy if you play pickleball. You will have to wait to get a court because it is such a popular park. Next, we're gonna hit to one of the grocery stores. We've got Lowe's. Lowe's is about 3 minutes down the road from Shallowford Square. So you see that everything is right downtown. This is a beautiful, updated grocery store. Kind of has anything and everything you need. I think they also, in this little area, they've got some farmers markets. They've also got some little hardware stores. I think they're mom and pop hardware stores, gas stations, etc. But they're going to be all right near Lowe's. There's also another grocery store, and this is closer to the exit off of 421 and Food Lion. So you'll notice right here, here's 421, and then the Food Lion is right here. It's another grocery store in this little strip mall. They've got Alex's Grill, which we're going to hit that next. This is a locally owned restaurant. It's a 50s themed. They actually serve a lot of Greek food. So that's what they're kind of known for. And they've got ice cream and so on. Also in the strip mall, they've got, I think it's called Utopia. I could be wrong about that. That is a gym. They've also got they've got, let's see, an ABC store. They've got and a couple of other stores, but there is kind of anything and everything you need that you can get in Lewisville. This store, or this strip mall and Food Line, is going to be closer to 421 and the highway. Lastly, we're going to talk about Old Nick's Pub. I've been here numerous times in Lewisville. There's a lot of bikers, like road bikes, and I've ridden a ton in Lewisville on the roads. Bike paths, I guess you would call that, or we've got them mapped out. So we do a lot of biking in Lewisville on the roads, and we always start and stop at Old Nick's Pub, which is a staple. This would be probably called your nightlife in Lewisville. Lewisville does not have a ton of nightlife, but Old Nick's is a great place to hang out, play some darts, get something to drink. They do have some kind of basic bar food, kind of anything you need. But this is going to be right in the same little strip mall as the Lowe's Foods. There actually is a pizza place. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's Domino's that is right here as well. So, again, you can get all your daily essentials inside Lewisville. One of the great or cool things about living in Lewisville is you're so close to quite a few different wineries that have kind of newly opened. So it's right here. It's beautiful. You actually can go on the weekends. Again, they have a lot of live music on the weekends, food trucks. It's a great place, and they do have a lot of outdoor venues. Then we've got West Bend Bar and Venue. This is a newer venue, and they as well have live music, wine, etc. So you kind of are moving towards the Yadkin Valley, which is known to be the wine country of the Triad or you would say North Carolina. And so we've got quite a few wineries, like I said, the Mendoloni, and then we've got West Bend, we've got Incendiary, and we've got a couple more in the area, but they're all kind of, a lot of them are located, the newer ones, in Lewisville, which makes it kind of convenient. So if you're a wine fan, it's a great place to live. We're going to go down to the neighborhoods. Now I've done quite a few videos on different neighborhoods in Lewisville, and we'll kind of look at where they are comparative to the 421 and the grocery stores, etc. So we're going to look at Shallowford Lakes. Now I did a video on this not too long ago. This neighborhood is going to be older homes. A couple are new, but they're built typically in the 70s. There is lakes throughout the neighborhood, and there is amenities, and you can definitely hop in one of the videos I did and look a little bit more about this neighborhood, but you'll look at, it's right here. So it's a little bit away from 421. If you notice, here's Shallowford, and then 421 is down here. So you're a little bit further out. So your commute time is going to be a little bit longer. Shallowford Lakes is right here, and here's a grocery store, and then Joni Moser right here. So you're looking at probably commute time from here to 421, if you have to get to work, you're probably gonna have to add another 10 minutes at least, if not a few more minutes than that, during high traffic times, because you're gonna be driving on smaller roads to get to the highway. So definitely think about that. We're gonna look at Rivergate. This is more closer to Clemens, but it is still really close to Lewisville. That's why I wanted to bring that up. So Rivergate is right here, Highway 40 is right here, and you've got Lewisville basically over the highway, kind of splits places. We've done a couple videos on Rivergate, so definitely hit those up. This is super convenient to downtown Winston-Salem as well, so definitely don't miss out on that one. Secondly, let's see, we're gonna go to Wellesley Place. Wellesley Place is actually in Lewisville. We did a video on Wellesley Place as well, and this is known for large lots. The homes were built in, I believe, if I can remember correctly, 1990s, early 2000s, so on. They have a lot more outdoor living space than other neighborhoods. So they're known, like a typical Wellesley Place house is going to have a screen-in porch or different places that you can enjoy life outdoors of your house. So it's a great neighborhood. But again, you can see here's the Lowe's food right here. And so it's close to everything, but you're going to have a little bit longer commute time. If you live in Wellesley Place to the highway, you're still very close to Winston-Salem, about 15 minutes, but you are taking back roads to get there. Let's move on to another, Lake Lasara. We have not put this video yet, but it may be out soon. This neighborhood, you'll notice here's 421. This is a beautiful lifestyle community. There are homes, all different price points. The HOA is going to be a little higher in this. There is lakes and pools, and it is definitely a lifestyle community. The HOAs definitely depend on what lot you have. So you can have homes probably 400,000 or 500,000 all the way to a couple million. But you'll notice that you've got Lake Lasara up here and Lowe's Foods. So it's very convenient. It's also super, super convenient to the Food Lion. It's just right up the road. So this is a very convenient neighborhood if you're looking to have to hop on 421 for work. Then we've got Sequoia Place, which is going to be closer to Joni Moser. We've done a video there as well. This is an entry-level neighborhood. The homes are built in the 80s. I think some are built in the 70s. You may have a couple built in the 90s, larger lots. Some of them are. The homes are a lot of entry level or downsizing. So not as much to take care of, but they're great homes. You'll see it's really close to Joni Moser, and it's also really close to Clemens as well. And it's right near 421. So hopping on 421 is pretty easy from Sequoia Place. Then we've got Lewisville Estates in Vienna, off of Vienna Road. And this is going to be out again a little bit further. It's actually closer to the Publix. So you kind of are right in between. So you can get to either store, and it's near Robin Hood Road. This will take you into Winston-Salem, or you've got Pofftown. So this neighborhood is a great neighborhood as well if you kind of want to be centrally located and be out a little bit further. But if you have to hop on the highway, just remember you're going to be making your commute time a little bit longer in this neighborhood. We're going to talk about a new construction neighborhood, and we have done a video on this neighborhood, Brook Hill by Mungo Homes. There is some first-time home buyers in this neighborhood, but a lot of it's buy-up. So the homes are in the high fours to about almost 600,000 right now. The homes are newly built. The neighborhood it doesn't have a huge amount of amenities, but it's got sidewalks and it has a community septic. So that's going to increase your HOA fees for that neighborhood, but it's a great neighborhood. And again, if you're looking to buy up, or, if this is going to be your second house or even your first home, this is a good neighborhood. And you'll see that it's so close to 421. If you have to do a lot of commuting for work, this is a good neighborhood because it is so close on and off the highway. So that's kind of some of the neighborhoods that we've gone over, and we've actually done videos for a lot of these neighborhoods. So if you have questions or would like to see a little bit further about the neighborhoods, definitely hop into all those other videos. The last thing we're going to talk about is schools, because this is super important. Lewisville and Clemens are some of the areas that have the highest ranked schools in the Triad. We'll start out with Forsyth Country Day. This is a private school. It is right here located. So you see where 421 is. So it's a pretty quick hike. So either if you live in Winston-Salem or Clemens, it's located right here, and it's probably about 10 minutes off of 421. This is a private school. I think it starts, you can be as young as, I think, preschool, and then it goes all the way to 12th grade. So it is a private school, so it will cost money, but it's highly ranked in the area. Then we're gonna go to Lewisville Elementary, another high-ranked school. This is in the heart of Lewisville, so it is right downtown. So it's right across the street from Shallowford Square. If you've got kids, you need to drop them off in school and then hop on 421, you'll see that your commute time is not too bad. And then we've got Lewisville Middle, which is right here. So that's gonna be a little bit further out. People love this school a lot. And I think the middle school is like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Then we've got two different high schools, public schools, that a lot of the kids that live in Lewisville go to. So West Forsyth is actually in Clemens, but a lot of the Lewisville kids go there. So you'll see how they go back and forth between, Winston-Salem school and or Clemens school, depending on where you live throughout Lewisville. But West Forsyth is sought out school. You always hear that they do great with the football and all the different sports, but this one's going to be in Clemens. So it is going to be right off of 421. So before they drive, if you have a kid that doesn't drive, just know it's a pretty easy commute to get to West Forsyth from Lewisville or downtown Lewisville or any of the neighborhoods. Then we've got Reagan. Reagan is going to be above Lewisville. It's located in Pofftown. If you notice the map, you're going from Clemens and Lewisville to Pofftown. So they kind of all run into each other. So it's actually not too far of a drive, but some of these neighborhoods, Lewisville, Vienna, the estates, and some of the neighborhoods that are out a little bit, Reagan is going to be relatively close to those neighborhoods. But if you are living closer to 421, in some of the other neighborhoods, such as some of the Mungo neighborhoods or Lake Lasara, this is going to be a little hike if your kid decides to go to Reagan. But again, it's another sought out school. So those would be the schools that your child, if you lived in Lewisville, depending on where you lived and what neighborhood you lived, those would be the schools that would be recommended that your children would attend. Again, Lewisville is a smaller community. It's a great town. I love Lewisville. I would definitely live in Lewisville. Again, I would live there, but I drive a lot. So I live down closer to Greensboro because of my drive time. But I do love Lewisville. I love the quaintness. I love the tight-knit community, the Shallowford Square. It is so nice. And I actually like the fact that it doesn't have a lot of fast food restaurants. I love that fact. And I like just the tight-knit. I just like so much about the area. I like all the trees. There's a lot of trees, a lot of tree-lined streets in Lewisville. It just is such a cute little neighborhood. Again, larger lots. A lot of them have septic in Lewisville. It feels like you're kind of in the country, but not. So that's what people love about Lewisville. It's a great place to live. If Lewisville feels like the place that you want to call your next home, feel free to call, text, or DM me. All of my information is below, and make sure you hit subscribe. But you can also call, text, or DM me, or set up a Zoom meeting. I'd love to chat with you about your next move, whether it's today, tomorrow, or the next year. We help people every day, and we'd love to be able to help you. And drop in the comments what next neighborhood you'd love to see, or what kind of neighborhood you'd like to see, and we will try to hit that up in our next upcoming videos.